class 9th, chapter 1, physics, motion. So today, when we discuss about motion, there's a question comes in our mind. The object is moving, like a ball is moving, car is moving, or something else is moving. Then why it is called to be as motion? And sometimes it is not called to be as motion, even it is moving. So whenever we try to compare whether the object is in motion or whether the object is in rest, whether the object is in motion, whether the object is in rest, we just need to remember the surroundings. What it means, whenever we compare the two objects like earth and this little sun, so when we compare these two objects, we can say earth is moving with respect to sun. Why it is called moving? Because the position of object is changing with respect to another object. So this another object is called to be a surrounding. Like one car is there, you are sitting with your friend in the car. So car is in motion or rest? If you are comparing with respect to your friend, you are in rest. Even the car is moving, but because the position of the two objects, like you and your friend, is not changing. If it is not changing with respect to surrounding, then it is called as rest. And if it is changing, like you are sitting with your friend, but this time you are comparing with a tree or something else outside the vehicle, car. In that case, you can see when the car passes by this tree, it will going to change the position. Previously the distance is somewhat like this, position is like this, and after a few minutes, after a certain interval of time, the position of car is like this. So when the object is changing its position with respect to surrounding, when the object is changing the position with respect to surrounding, then it is called motion. And if it does not change the position with respect to surrounding, then it is called rest. Once again, what is rest? When the two objects does not change the position. Two objects does not change the position. For example, on earth, this is earth, you are standing or you are running. So with respect to earth, are you in rest or motion? You might be thinking that I am running, that means I am in motion. But according to science, if the position between the two objects is not changing, so distance between you and earth is, previously it was 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter, and after running 20 kilometer, the distance remains this. What does it mean? It means that you are in rest. So if the if the distance between the two objects is not changing, then it is known as rest. And if the distance between object is changing, then it is called motion. Now when the object will be in motion on earth, if we will change the distance between center of earth and the surface of the earth. Like we are standing here, and after few minutes we are on certain plane or rocket or something, so now we are here. So previously the distance between these two is this much, but after few minutes the distance is this much. So now it is called to be as motion. If the position now comes the types of motion. Motion are of many types. First one, uniform motion. What is uniform motion? If the object is changing the position uniformly means same. If the object is changing position in equal amount, in equal interval of time, in that case it will be called as uniform motion. Suppose the two objects, like this is I'll take this example as you are there and you are running on a track. So you are running to a track, then there is a tree, and you are comparing yourself with this tree. So previously the distance between you and this tree, suppose it is 100 meter. After 10 minutes it is, you are here, and it is increased by another 100 meter, and after 10 minutes it is increased by another 100 meter. After 10 minutes it is increased by another 100 meter. So here we can see the distance is increasing uniformly. That means the distance between the two objects is changing uniformly. What is motion? What is motion? Change of position with respect to time. So here the position is changing with respect to time, but the position is changing uniformly. So here it is 100. Now here the distance increases by another 100. Here the distance increases by another 100. Here the distance increases by another 100. So if the distance is increasing in equal amount in equal interval of time, then it will be called as uniform motion. And another one is non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion you can understand by you are riding a cycle or bike inside your city. So whenever you are riding a bicycle or cycle or motorbike in your city, in that case there is no fixed distance. Sometimes the traffic comes, the speed goes slow. Sometimes there is empty, then the speed goes faster. So in that case the distance will depend upon the type of traffic you are having. So the distance, previously the distance, suppose it is 100, so after 10 minutes it becomes like 400. After 10 minutes it increased by only 100. So in this 10 minute it increased by 300. In this 10 minute it increased by only 100. So this is not uniform, this is not same. So if the distance is not same, in that case the motion to be called as non-uniform motion. What is uniform motion? If the object is changing its position in equal amount in equal interval of time, then it will be called as uniform motion. Non-uniform motion, if the object is not changing equal amount of distance in equal interval of time. What is distance? To understand this distance, we must take two objects, or this is, suppose this is you and this is your friend, and you have to go to your friend. How you can go to your friend? You can just directly go to your friend. Yes, you can go. You can also go like this. You can also go like this, or you can also go like this. When you will go directly, this is known as path. Yeah, when you go like this, it is also a path. This is also a path, and this one is also a path. Let me give you another example. When you are going to playground, this is you. When you are going to a playground, you directly go to the playground. But when you have to come back to the class, how you come? You go to drink water here and there, then you come. So this is a path and this is another path. This is known as distance. The path that you choose from an object to another, the path that you choose from one object to another is distance. Either you choose this one, or you choose this one, or you choose this one. These all are different paths. So what is distance? Distance is the path between two objects. What is distance? Distance is the path traveled by an object. So if an object from here it goes to here, so what path it took, that path is known as distance. It can go directly, it can go from here, it can go from here, or wherever it wants. So this is distance. Suppose a bird is there, okay, and this bird is going from here to here. So it is not fixed that it will go directly, it will go here like this, or it can go by any path, whatever it wants. So this path is known as distance. The path traveled by the object, is known as distance. What is distance? Distance is the path traveled by the object. So either you go directly, or you go curve, or you go any other way, but whatever you have covered, that is known as distance. So what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest path. You can see this bird can go directly, this bird can go from here. So the shortest will be directly. This is known as displacement. So here we have this some park or what, you are standing here and your friend is standing here and you want to meet your friend. What you can do? You can go from here around the park, or you can directly go inside, go through the park to meet your friend. So there are two ways, directly or around. So the shortest path in these two, the shortest path will be called as displacement. Another example, this is your friend's house and this is your house, and you have to go to your friend's house. You can go from here to meet him, you can go from here to meet him. So if you are going from here, this is distance. If you are going from here, this is also distance. They both are distance because they both are path. So these two are distance, but out of them, which is the shortest? This one. So what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest path covered by the object. Clear? Giving you another example, suppose this is your school and this is your house, and if you have to go to your school, this is your school and this is your house. So if you have to go to your school, what you will do? You will take this path and you will turn left, then you will enter the school. So this is the best way to understand what is the path that you have took. You took this path. This path is known as distance. Whatever you have covered, that will be the amount of distance you covered between your house and the school. But suddenly you got the powers and directly you fly from here and directly land. Not in this way, in this way. Directly you fly from here, your house, and you land on the roof of your building of the school. Then this will be displacement, the shortest path between two objects. Or you can say, if you are holding one rope, one side of the rope, and your friend is holding another side of the rope on the building roof of the building, then the shortest length between the rope is called to be a displacement. Once again, what is distance? Distance is the path. Either you choose this path or you choose this path. This is distance. But what is displacement? The shortest path. Now comes, what are the features of this displacement and distance and displacement? Distance, the path traveled by the object. Displacement, the shortest path. SI unit or the unit in which we calculate distance is meter. And what is SI unit? It is also meter. Why it is same? Because they both are same, but it is the shortest. It is path, so we will calculate in meter, centimeter, kilometer, whatever it is. And displacement also, it will be calculated in meter because it is also the distance. Now comes, what type of quantity it is? It is a scalar quantity. Why it is a scalar quantity? Scalar means it does not require direction, and if you know that there is no direction, you can go in any direction to cover a distance. You can do direct, you can go curve, you can go circular, you can go by any direction. So there is no direction. That's why distance is a scalar quantity. But when you see this displacement, what kind of quantity it is? It is a vector quantity because there is a fixed direction. If you go from here to here, you have to go in this direction only. You cannot go in this direction. You have to go in straight direction. So this is known as vector quantity. Just remember these two. A scalar quantity because it is having no direction, vector quantity because it is having a fixed direction, a definite direction. When you are going from here to here, you have to cover a certain distance. But when you go from here to here, you have to cover the whole circle, and this circle is the path, or we call it distance. But if we are asking what is the displacement from here to here, in that case, if you see, you started from this point. What is the starting point? This point. And what is the ending point? Same point. And what is the distance between the starting point and ending point? 0. So displacement can be 0. When it will be 0? When the starting point and the ending point, wherever you're starting, wherever you're ending, is the same, then the displacement will be 0. But the path that you took is not 0. What does it mean? Here you can understand. If you took this path around the around the park, if you have to travel from here to here around the park, then the distance is this. But a displacement, even you haven't traveled this distance, the shortest path will remain this, and it will be called as displacement. A starting point and ending point. Distance between starting point and ending point is displacement, and the path that you took is distance. So distance can never be 0. Yeah, it can be 0 when the object is not moving. Yes, when the object is not moving, then distance will be 0. But when the speed is the rate of covering distance. What is velocity? Velocity is the rate of covering displacement. As you know, distance is scalar quantity, then speed is also scalar quantity. Displacement is vector quantity, then velocity will be vector quantity. What is scalar quantity? A scalar quantity means it has only numbers like 5 km per hour, but for vector it should have 5 km per hour in towards school, yes, towards north direction, towards this direction, towards that direction. So it has a fixed direction, then it is known as vector quantity. So velocity says the rate of covering displacement in a given direction. Because displacement need direction, then velocity will be having direction. So what is speed? Speed of the rate of covering distance is speed. What is velocity? Rate of covering displacement. It is scalar quantity, it is vector quantity. SI unit is meter per second, SI unit is meter per second. Only the difference is it has no direction, it has direction. How many types of speed are there? So this is uniform speed, non-uniform speed, and average speed. So uniform speed, when you cover equal distance in equal time. When you cover equal distance in equal time, like in every hour you're covering 1 kilometer, you're covering 1 kilometer, you're covering 1 kilometer, you're covering 1 kilometer. Every hour you're covering 1 kilometer. In that case, your speed is uniform. What is non-uniform? You cover different distance in equal time. So first kilometer, in 1 hour you covered 1 kilometer, in another hour you covered 1.5 kilometer, another hour you covered 1 kilometer, another hour you covered 3 kilometer. So in that case you can see equal interval, but the distance is not same. If the distance is not same, different, then it is known as non-uniform speed. And the speed is not uniform. Simple. What is average speed? Average speed is the total distance, whatever you have covered. It does not care about how many kilometers you went through. So total distance, whatever you have covered, and the total time that you took. It is the ratio of total distance and total time. Okay, and speed remains meter per second. So I hope it is clear. Once again, what is speed? Speed is the rate of covering distance. It is of 3 types: uniform speed, non-uniform speed, and average speed. Uniform speed when you cover equal distance in equal interval of time. Non-uniform speed when you cover different speeds in equal interval of time. Average speed, total distance upon total time. Now when it comes to velocity, it is also of 3 types. So what is velocity? Uniform velocity, same, equal distance in equal interval of time. Non-uniform, not equal distance in equal interval of time. And average velocity, whenever we start, like this object is starting, not started, it is starting. So it will start with some speed like 5 km per hour to reach this place. So whenever the object will start, this speed is known as initial velocity. And the object, when it reaches a given position, wherever it needs to go, so if it reaches somewhat here, then here also it will have some speed. Even it can stop, so here also it will going to have its own speed. Suppose here it is having 10 km per hour speed. So whatever the speed it is having at the end, this is known as final velocity. This is starting velocity, this is ending velocity. Starting velocity is known as initial velocity, ending velocity is known as final velocity. Initial velocity is represented by small letter u, final velocity is represented by small letter v. So what is average velocity? Average velocity is the average of initial and final. Average velocity is the average of initial and final velocities. I hope it is clear. What is velocity? Rate of covering distance. It is of 3 types: uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity, and average velocity. Uniform velocity when you cover equal distance in equal displacement in equal interval of time. Non-uniform when you does not cover equal displacement in equal interval of time. Average velocity is the average of initial velocity and final velocity.